Today I'm going to walk you through the 5 stages of market sophistication, a little known strategy used by the world's top marketers to help them make more sales. No matter what business or market or industry you're in, knowing these 5 stages, and more importantly, knowing how to create marketing that works with each and every single stage is the secret to helping you attract more and better clients and customers, growing your business and making more sales. So let me show you how it's done. The 5 stages of market sophistication were first introduced back in 1966 by Eugene Schwartz in his book Breakthrough Advertising. Bit of a side note here, but I'm often asked which marketing books I recommend, and while it is a little bit more advanced and a little bit more technical, if my house was burning down, well, Breakthrough Advertising would probably be the one book that I grabbed on my way out. After my wife and kids, of course. Anyway, Eugene Schwartz, or Gene as he was more affectionately known, well, he was the one that introduced us to the concept of market sophistication, which is essentially just asking the question, how many of your competitors, how many other people out there are trying to sell the same thing to your target market, the same people that you're trying to go after? In other words, has your target market, the people you're trying to advertise and market to, have they seen a ton of advertising before? Have they already heard a whole bunch of other claims and seen a whole bunch of other offers? And have they already been the victim of countless other hyper-aggressive, overpromise and underdeliver marketing campaigns that have pretty much made them jaded and cynical and skeptical of anybody else that comes along? Anyway, in the words of Gene himself, the definition of market sophistication is how many similar products have they been told about before? Now, products, of course, can also mean services. This is essentially just a way of saying any offer or anything you're trying to sell. And the way that you go about selling and marketing your offer, well, it's going to come down to a few different factors. One of which is, of course, what's driving them to buy in the first place. What are their desires or their motivations that you're going to want to tap into with your marketing? The second thing is how much do they know about your offer, whether your product or your service, the details around it, what competitors are out there, things like that. And of course, the third factor being market sophistication. How many other competitors are there in your field? How many other offers have they seen before? How much advertising are they subjected to on a daily basis? More competition and a more saturated and more sophisticated market, well, this means the need and essentially makes it mandatory that you have better and more effective marketing, basically progressing from the levels of 1 all the way through 5. So let's start there, right at level 1, and work our way through. But before we do, first a real quick message from this video's sponsor, Aitarget. Aitarget provides tools and solutions for effective social media advertising. It allows you to launch advertising campaigns, manage them automatically, and scale your business on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat quickly and easily. You can launch, control, and copy campaigns right in the Aitarget interface, set up A/B testing with just a few clicks, and integrate the tool with your CRM system to get easy access to your analytics and to your metrics. The best part though is that it allows you to increase leads, decrease costs, and it works whether you're B2B or B2C. So make sure to check them out by clicking the link in the description below this video. And with that said, now let's take a look at the very first level of market sophistication, level 1. Level 1 is essentially when you're the first one to a market. You have a brand new product or service or offer. No one's ever seen anything like it before. You've got no competitors, so you can really just come out and say, hey, I've got this thing. Do you want it? Yeah, it's really that easy. Now, unfortunately, those days for most businesses has largely passed thanks to globalization, increases in technology, increased competition, and all of those other factors. Well, these days are pretty much gone. In fact, it's hard to think of a single business out there that would be able to be started without any kind of similar competition, even in these what are called blue ocean spaces, which means fields or markets or industries with little or no competition. Yes, even in the blue ocean, the fact that if you find something that's going to be valuable or profitable or anything like that, it's not going to be too long before a competitor steps in, forcing you to up your marketing game. This is why very quickly you're going to need to upgrade your marketing from level 1 to Level 2. Essentially at level 2, you now have some competition. There are other people out there who are offering something similar or exactly the same as whatever it is that you do. This is why in level 1, all you really needed to do was make a claim, simply saying, hey, I've got this thing, it'll help you solve this problem, do you want it? Well, with level 2, you need to ramp that up a notch and essentially make it a little bit bigger and a little bit better. Not only that, but at this stage, your customers, your clients, the people that you're trying to serve, well, they're gonna be a little more hungry for details. So you can't simply say, I've got this thing. You're gonna have to give some specifics around it. And specifically on the specifics. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You need to provide the features and the benefits, essentially what something is and the benefits that they're going to get from it. And as you progress through the levels of market sophistication, well, the more sophisticated your market becomes, the more the need for those specifics, for those details, for those features, and essentially for more information on why you're different, why you're better, and why you over your competitors. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's look at level 3 next. Level 3 is all about being unique. It's here that you're going to have, well, a whole lot more competition. This is why it's at this stage that I want to introduce you to a concept known as a unique mechanism. A unique mechanism is essentially just a way or a method or a framework or the process that you use through your business or through your product or through your offer that's different and ideally proprietary and unique just to you. For example, one of my own unique mechanisms is a marketing strategy I developed called the Everlaunch. The Everlaunch is a psychology-driven marketing sequence that guides someone through a process, taking them from essentially not knowing who you are all the way through to becoming a loyal and loving customer that loves you, loves what you do, and wants to tell everyone about just how great you are. The beauty is that the Everlaunch is trademarked. It's a unique mechanism that I developed and created after 10 years and working with over 800 clients to really dial in the most effective and profitable marketing strategy I could find. What this means is that the only way to get the Everlaunch, the only way to get the results that the Everlaunch delivers is through me, again, making it unique to my business. Anyway, it's at this stage, level 3, where your market, because of all the competition around and all of the claims and offers and ads that they've seen, well, they're now more jaded and skeptical and cynical than ever before. So they need this unique mechanism in order to justify why they should choose you. What makes you different? What makes you better? Plus, they're gonna want some proof. Not just you saying that it is what it is. They're gonna wanna see some testimonials and some case studies and a whole lot of content that really backs up the fact that you say you are who you are and you're going to do what you say you're going to do. Yeah, that makes sense too, I think. So ask yourself these questions. What do you do that's different? How is your way better or different or more effective or more profitable or faster or anything like that than your competition? And for bonus points, can you give your method a name that allows it to become immediately differentiated from the competition and available only through you? All right, so now we move on to level 4, and this stage is all about essentially improving everything we've done up to this point. You see, it's at level 4 that you are now surrounded by competition, and you're well on your way to a completely saturated market where most of your clients, most of your customers, most of the people you're trying to serve have seen pretty much everything. It's also around this stage that we really start to see kind of that survival of the fittest business evolution take place, with weaker competitors having been forced out or bought over or simply unable to survive with the heightened levels of competition at this level. It's a tough world out there, my friend. This is why it's at this stage that you want to take everything that you've just done and really double down on your unique mechanism and find a way to make it bigger and better and stronger and even more powerful than it was before. Having a unique mechanism that's truly differentiated with a really standout name at this level, well, it's no longer a nice to have. Now it's a need to have. Now it's time for you to stand up, stand out, and stand for something. So make it crystal clear on exactly what you do, who you do it for, why they should care, and how you do it better than anyone else. Then of course, be expected to back up everything you've just said with some serious and authentic and ethical levels of social proof, including all of those testimonials and case studies and content and everything like that. And that leads us nicely to level 5, which is all about reinvention. You see, it's at this stage that we truly hit that saturated market. There is now a competitor on every corner or just a click away or whatever it is, anywhere that your customers, your clients look, they're going to find alternatives that look, well, probably very similar, if not exactly the same as you. In fact, this is one of the biggest missed opportunities in all of marketing, which is not clearly differentiating yourself from all of your competitors. I mean, you know you're different, you might think you're different, you might even think that you're expressing that you're different. But from someone on the outside, a customer or a client who isn't familiar with you and your brand and your business and your greatness, well, you kind of look the same as everybody else. And when that happens, well, you're forced to compete on price, which means price cutting and slashing your costs, and it's a lose-lose race to the bottom, with whoever gets there first losing. Actually, whoever gets there second loses too. Side note, being the second cheapest is the world's worst competitive advantage. At level 5, making hyped up and aggressive claims, or being overly pushy, or hard selling, or anything like that just doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't really work anywhere, but it really doesn't work here, and you're gonna quickly turn off your best clients and best customers. This This is why it's at level 5 that you really want to reimagine the customer experience, what you're delivering, how it makes them feel, and what kind of a community or a tribe they're going to be a part of when they associate with you and your offer and your business. Building a tribe and a community is a really powerful strategy at this stage, essentially establishing and leading that tribe or community of like-minded people who share the same beliefs and values and thoughts and ideas. As an example, think of Mac versus PC, or Coke versus Pepsi, or Tesla versus the entire automotive industry. In fact, Tesla is probably the perfect example to look at because they became the fastest growing brand in the world without spending money on advertising. So to see how Tesla did this so you can apply their lessons in your business and marketing, make sure to check out the video I have linked up right here on Tesla's marketing strategy. So make sure to check that out now, and I'll see you in the next episode. Just a second, well, this traditional approach can be quite effective. The problem is, rarely is this approach done right. And more often than not, advertising dollars and simply throwing money at the problem